just because I had 4 years with people that are very like family, the crew, the cast, and it was like going to college. So.
Hi, Jason. I was just wondering, do you have any plans to come back and visit us in Adelaide? And if possible, could you say something in Hawaiian for the ladies?
Say something in Hawaiian for the ladies? Melakaliki maka haole makahiki ho. Aloha, which means hello and goodbye. Wow. And yes, I plan on coming back to Adelaide. I really loved it down there, so I'd love to go down to the Barossa Valley. This trip, I'm gonna head up to Sydney to see some friends. So, but I love it down here, and I'll be back many more times. Yeah, you guys are amazing. I guess when I first knew I was coming down to Australia, I shot a movie on the Gold Coast, and I was like, don't hate me yet, but I was like, there wasn't nothing that was like drew me to come to Australia. Like, I was like, oh, I can't wait to see Ayers Rock. I'm like, there wasn't something that was like big, monumental that I was gonna go see. So I probably wouldn't have ever bought my own ticket to come down. But when I got here, I fell in love. I was like I said, 3 years I was here, and I got to live in the culture, and the people is really what makes Australia so amazing. I travel the world, and at the end of the Nile and deep in the Amazon, you'll always find an Australian. Like, I've traveled far and wide, and there's always an Aussie, and they love life, and they're beautiful, they play hard, they work hard, they don't whinge. It's great. Americans whinge. Canadians are even worse. So you guys are just truly, what's great about visiting Australia is the people, and that's awesome to say. You know, you don't go to America to see the people. Good. Who's that?
Here's American saying God bless America.
Thanks, bud.
Hey, how's it going, Jason?
Hello.
I really have to know, for Game of Thrones, the actor that plays Joffrey, Jack Gleeson, is he actually a nice kid in real life? Because he's really evil on that show.
The kid that plays Joffrey, nice kid.
That kid is amazing. Jack is the sweetest kid. He's like a black hair, blue eyes, beautiful. He's from Dublin, I think. He's Irish. And he's so cute and sweet. And when I saw it, because I wasn't there for any of his scenes, I'm like, he's amazing in it. I hate him, and I love him. He's such a cool kid. He literally sits on set, and he just smokes his pipe. And he's like 12 or some shit. I'm like, you're awesome. It's just the Irish thing to do. He's like just sitting there smoking a pipe. I'm like, sure. He's amazing. Go ahead. Broken Hill, what's up, mate?
What was your feeling when Drogo got killed by a pillow? How did that make you feel? And two, would you ever consider growing back the beard, like having the Drogo beard?
Well, I gotta tell you, man, you got a fantastic beard. I'm half Hawaiian, which we're not hairy. Like, this literally took me 2 years. So that was, they actually glued that piece on. Because I can grow hair to about there. To grow something like yours, you know, I can't do. It looks like Fu Manchu. It's just all stringy and like, it don't look like Drogo. So we had all these beards that we tried out. Like one that looked like Captain Jack Sparrow. They had all these different types. We ended up settling on the one that I have, but we glue it on. And it's funny because I have to keep my mustache. So when I'm in Belfast, Ireland, has anyone been to Belfast? All right, well, it's literally like Gola, Lindock, or Broken Hill. So imagine me walking around Broken Hill. I get off work, I'm gonna go have a pint of piss, and I've still got a little bit of mascara on my eyes because obviously I'm covered in black. And then I have this like porn star mustache. And all these very white people looking at me like I look like this huge transvestite. for 7 months. But then everyone just, were cool with it. And when I showed up to do the, they had no clue what Drogo was. And then when I came back to do the reshoots, everyone in the bar and everyone was like, oh my God, that's why you looked ridiculous and wore mascara everywhere. Yes, that's why. Yep.
Hi, Jason. I was at a con last year, and apparently David Hewlett...
You were in a what?
A convention last year.
Oh, okay.
And,
I'm sorry, I thought you said coma. I'm like, oh, are you all right?
Better now. I was at a... Well, David Hewlett claims that you mooned him.
Did I what?
You mooned him in his car.
Oh, man. Have you haven't heard this story? We had one of the hardest days at work, and we were working in this terrible studio. It was like really, really hot, breathing in all kinds of crap. Everyone's just overwork. And me and Joe are really good buddies. And I at this point, I was living at his place. And so we were riding back, and Joe's got this big truck. And so we're in the truck, and David drives his little hybrid and listens to his, like, Rihanna. And so he's driving home, and here comes me and Joe listening to rock and roll. And so I'm like, pull up next to him. And so I totally pull out my pants and stick my ass out the window. And David's very prude. And I'm literally like looking, and he can see my lunch. I'm just like, yeah. And he's just like, that bug eye thing that he does, like almost went off the road. And we laughed. It just erased the whole day. Like, I love torturing him. Like, poking him with a stick in the corner is a sport for me. I love it. Sorry, children.
Hi, Jason.
Hello,
I was just
Pokemon. Woman.
I was just wondering if you could tell us a little bit about your movie Road to Palamo.
I have a question. The woman in the pink, have you had your hand up the whole time? Yeah. You're next. Literally the whole time, and she's the brightest person here. The people with a mic, I apologize for them. Road to Paloma, I wrote when I was doing Game of Thrones, and I read an article about a little girl who was raped and beaten on the Native American reservations back in America. And there's this loophole going on where if a white man were to come onto the reservation and commit a crime, tribal law can't prosecute them. It has to go to federal court. But because there's so many crimes happening, and there's a bit of a free-for-all of these rapes happening and these beatings, that there's not enough FBI, police, there's not enough intel that's being taken down, and so these cases are getting thrown out. And so this huge injustice is happening, and it was just, when I started to think about, I've got a baby girl, I've got a wife, mother, grandmother, if anyone were to mess and hurt my family, and then the law didn't, they had an injustice and the law didn't take care of it, I would probably kill that man. And this man was held for a year and he was released. And so I went with this story, and the whole movie is about it happening to my character. My mother is raped and beaten, and the guy's released, and the opening of the movie is basically me going to kill this guy, and right when I do, I wake up and I'm bearded and older, and basically if you do something like that, you're going to be on the run, you're going to jail, you're going to be dead. And so my character had been on the run for about 4 months, and the cops are trying to find him. And in the meantime, his mother, she was in a coma, she ends up dying, and so he's going back to get his mom's ashes and take her back to where her people are from. And so it's this journey where it's kind of like this man has 4 months to sit with himself he has family, he has friends, he love, and it's all the things he can't have anymore by making this decision. So it's really him kind of giving away the better parts of his soul to his own demise. And he meets this other character on the road who kind of had everything, and he's just the way he thinks is he needs to really change his perspective. And so these two kind of come together, and the road plays a very intricate character, keeping these guys together as the cops chase me down. And you just get to see this man's life through this choice. So it's a bit of a revenge redemption story that I'm trying to tell. So it's called Road to Paloma, and we're going to submit it to Sundance in September. So we're just finishing editing right now.
I was just wondering, like, you would be my celebrity crush, so I was wondering who yours would be.
Say it again?
You would be my celebrity crush, so I was wondering who yours would be.
My celebrity crush?
Yeah.
Thanks, sweetie. Oh, wow.
Would it be...
My wife?
You can't say that. It's cheating.
No, it's not. It's the smart answer. Next question. I'm madly in love with my wife, and it's she was my crush she still is. So.
Hi. Just wondering if there's anybody from Stargate you still catch up with or talk to, and what's your next? Or do you have a list of projects that you'd love to do?
What was the last part?
Do you have a list of projects you'd love to do?
Or characters?
Wow. I still stay in touch with the Stargate crew. Rachel's very close to my wife, and I still see her all the time. Joe, dear friend. It's just getting harder to see each other, but David, no. Paul, I don't get to see him because he's in Canada, but I love him to death, and when we do, I get to see him. But the stuff that I would love to do, there's a lot of stuff that's out there that I just don't like, and I want to tell stories, and so I think I'm really shifting my energies towards directing and writing and being behind the camera. Unfortunately, I'm in the next two movies just because I needed to get the money to make them, so for right now, until I prove my directing, then I have to be in them, which is hard. But I'm doing another action film this winter, and it's a kind of a Rocky meets on the waterfront barfly kind of movie. Me fighting and bleeding and drinking. You're gonna love it. Good. Anywhere.
Hi, Jason.
Oh man. I feel so bad now. Hi, beautiful.
What's your favorite weapon?
That's a spirit. That's a spirit. What's my favorite weapon? I got a son who's 3.5, and he carries like 10 swords with him at all times. Swords. I love swords. That'd be my favorite. Because you can get up real close to him. Although I would like to kill a person with a hatchet. That'd be kind of fun too. Never mind. Let's not get into.
When you were in Stargate Atlantis or Game of Thrones, what was the most embarrassing thing that happened to you?
The most embarrassing thing that happened on Stargate Atlantis or Game of Thrones. I knew it was going to be. No, hold on. Let me rephrase this. It was going to be an embarrassing moment because it's just an embarrassing moment, being naked in front of an audience or a crew. So when I had to do my love scene with Amelia, when I walk in the tent, and I can't believe I'm telling a child this, but all right. Anyways, I put a sock over my private areas, and I thought it would be funny